Hey there, viewers. Before you even think about hitting that skip button, I want you to lean in and pay close attention. What I'm about to share with you isn't just another productivity hack or generic self-help advice. This is a transformative approach to one of the most challenging social skills we all struggle with: saying no without feeling guilty or damaging relationships. Imagine for a moment the weight of every commitment you've ever reluctantly accepted. The endless meetings, the favors that drain your energy, the projects that pull you away from what truly matters. Now, imagine a world where you could confidently and gracefully decline these requests while maintaining your relationships and, more importantly, your inner peace. That's exactly what we're diving into today. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have a powerful philosophical toolkit that will change how you interact with the world around you. Today, we're exploring the Stoic way of saying no, a method that has its roots in ancient wisdom, but is more relevant now than ever before. Let's begin by understanding the profound value of saying no. Understanding the value of no. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he is not, but rejoices for those which he has." This simple yet powerful quote encapsulates the essence of our discussion today. Protecting your time and energy isn't just a productivity strategy. It's a fundamental act of self-respect. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your core values or goals, you're simultaneously saying no to something that could be truly meaningful. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. Despite managing one of the largest empires in human history, he understood the critical importance of being selective about his commitments. In his Meditations, he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Let that sink in for a moment. You have the power to choose where you invest your most precious resources, your time, energy, and attention. Maintaining boundaries isn't about building walls. It's about creating a clear, intentional space where you can grow, reflect, and contribute meaningfully. When you consistently allow others to encroach upon your personal and professional boundaries, you're not being kind or helpful. You're setting yourself up for burnout, resentment, and a gradual erosion of your own well-being. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, emphasized this point brilliantly. He said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." By establishing clear boundaries, you're essentially charting a course for your life, ensuring that every yes and no moves you closer to your true destination. Honoring your integrity is perhaps the most profound aspect of saying no. It's not just about protecting your time. It's about staying true to your fundamental principles and values. When you compromise these for the sake of pleasing others, you're betraying the most important relationship you'll ever have, the one with yourself. The Stoics believe that our character is defined not by our words, but by our actions. Every time you say no to something that goes against your principles, you're making a powerful statement about who you are and what you stand for. Consider this. Would you rather be liked for momentarily agreeing to something, or respected for consistently standing up for your beliefs? In the next part of our journey, we'll explore how to navigate the art of saying no with grace, empathy, and clarity. But before we move forward, I want you to pause and reflect. How many times in the past week have you said yes when every fiber of your being wanted to say no? Stay with me, because what's coming next will transform how you approach those challenging moments of decision. Now, let's dive into the heart of saying no with true Stoic wisdom, a method that transforms rejection from a social minefield into an art of compassionate communication. Imagine you're standing at a crossroads. On one side, there's the knee-jerk reaction of making up excuses or telling white lies. On the other, there's the Stoic path of empathy, clarity, and authentic connection. Which road will you choose? Navigating the no with Stoic grace. Empathy isn't about saying yes when you mean no. It's about creating a genuine moment of understanding. The Stoic approach begins with truly hearing the other person's request and acknowledging their perspective. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, believed that understanding comes before judgment. When someone makes a request, your first task is to listen, not with the intent to respond, but with the intention to understand. Let me paint a scenario for you. Your colleague asks you to take on an additional project that you know will completely derail your existing commitments. The old you might have mumbled an excuse or grudgingly accepted. The Stoic you will respond with clarity, compassion, and integrity. Clear and concise communication is your superpower. Epictetus reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This means being direct, honest, and removing the unnecessary padding of social awkwardness. When you say no, do it with the precision of a surgeon. No meandering explanations, no elaborate justifications, just pure, respectful truth. I appreciate you thinking of me for this project, but I cannot commit to it right now while maintaining the quality of my existing work. But here's where Stoic wisdom truly shines, offering alternatives. This isn't about softening your no, but about demonstrating that your refusal comes from a place of thoughtfulness, not dismissiveness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee." In other words, your response should contribute to the collective good, even when you're declining a request. So instead of a flat no, you might say, "I can't take on the entire project, but I can help you identify potential resources or colleagues who might be available." Or, "While I can't commit fully, I can offer a 30-minute consultation to help you get started." This approach does several powerful things. First, it shows you've genuinely considered their request. Second, it demonstrates your commitment to solving problems, even when you can't personally solve them. And third, it maintains a relationship's integrity. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Many of us fear saying no because we imagine catastrophic relationship damage. But the truth is, authentic relationships are built on honesty, not perpetual accommodation. Consider this. Every time you say no with grace, you're actually saying yes to something more important: your integrity, your existing commitments, and your own well-being. But I know what you're thinking. This sounds great in theory, but what about the uncomfortable feelings? The guilt? The social anxiety? Stay tuned, because in our next segment, we're going to explore how to shift your mindset and embrace the power of no, transforming it from a source of stress to a tool of empowerment. Are you ready to break free from the cycle of people-pleasing and start living with true Stoic confidence? Keep watching. Let's talk about the most profound transformation you'll experience on this journey. Shifting your entire mindset about saying no. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine control. Not the controlling behavior we typically associate with that word, but the Stoic understanding of true control. What if I told you that saying no is one of the most powerful acts of personal liberation you could ever practice? Shifting the mindset. The Stoics understood a fundamental truth that most of us spend our entire lives struggling to accept. You cannot control external events, but you can always control your response. Epictetus crystallized this wisdom when he said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Think about that for a moment. Every time you say yes out of fear, guilt, or social pressure, you're surrendering your power. Every time you say no with intention and clarity, you're reclaiming it. Reframing refusal isn't about being difficult or uncooperative. It's about seeing no as a gift to yourself and to others. When you decline a request that doesn't align with your values or capabilities, you're actually doing everyone a favor. Imagine you're a gardener. Would you allow every seed that lands in your garden to take root? Of course not. You'd carefully select what grows, ensuring that only the most valuable plants receive your time and nurturing. Your life is exactly the same. Each no is like carefully removing a weed to allow your most important commitments to flourish. Seneca understood this profound concept centuries ago. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, he wrote, no wind is favorable. Your no is the compass that keeps you oriented toward your true destination. But let's be real. Saying no is uncomfortable. It goes against everything we've been conditioned to believe about being good teammates, friends, or professionals. The Stoics didn't promise that growth would be painless. We've journeyed through understanding the value of no and shifting our mindset. Now, it's time to explore the most transformative aspect of this philosophical approach: how saying no becomes a powerful catalyst for personal growth and authentic living. Harnessing the power of no. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build one intentional decision at a time. And nothing builds self-confidence quite like the ability to establish and maintain clear boundaries. Think back to a time when you said yes against your better judgment. Remember that sinking feeling? The internal conflict? That's the opposite of confidence. Contrast that with the moment you courageously say no to something that doesn't serve you. Feel the difference. The Stoics understood that true self-confidence comes from alignment. Alignment between your values, your actions, and your commitments. Epictetus reminds us, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Demanding the best for yourself isn't selfish. It's an act of radical self-respect. When you consistently say no to things that don't align with your core values, you're sending a powerful message to yourself and the world. You're declaring, I know my worth. I understand my capabilities, and I will not compromise my integrity for temporary approval. Let me share a powerful perspective from Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Each no is an exercise in mental sovereignty. It's you taking control of your life's narrative, rather than being pushed around by external expectations. Maintaining authentic relationships might seem counterintuitive. Many people fear that saying no will damage connections. But here's the profound truth. Genuine relationships are built on honesty, not compliance. Think about the people you respect most in your life. Are they the ones who always say yes? Or are they the ones who are consistent, clear, and true to their word? I'll bet it's the latter. Seneca beautifully captured this concept. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Saying no can actually be an act of kindness to yourself and to others. By being honest, you prevent resentment, avoid burnout, and create space for more meaningful interactions. Cultivating inner peace isn't about eliminating all stress. It's about developing the wisdom to respond to life's challenges with clarity and intention. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve your higher purpose, you're creating a pocket of tranquility in the chaos of modern life. Imagine your inner world as a sacred garden. Each no is like carefully pruning away unnecessary growth, allowing your most important aspirations to receive the sunlight and nutrients they need to flourish. But here's the real magic. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Some days, you'll navigate no with grace. Other days, you might stumble, and that's absolutely okay. The Stoic path is not about being flawless. It's about being committed to continuous growth, about showing up for yourself with compassion and determination. As we prepare to explore how to make this a lifelong practice, I want you to do something powerful. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what one commitment can I release today that no longer serves my highest purpose? In our final segment, we'll transform this philosophical understanding into a practical, everyday approach. Get ready to turn no into your most powerful tool of personal liberation. We've reached the most critical part of our journey, transforming the art of saying no from a temporary strategy into a lifelong practice of personal growth and philosophical living. The art of saying no, a lifelong practice. Mastery is never about a single moment of perfection. It's about consistent, intentional practice. The Stoics understood that wisdom isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey of self-reflection and personal development. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This isn't just a philosophical soundbite. It's a profound call to continuous self-examination. Self-reflection is your most powerful tool. Think of it like a personal GPS system for your life. Regularly check your internal compass. Are your commitments aligned with your core values? Are you honoring your boundaries? Are you growing or simply existing? Set aside time each week. Maybe it's Sunday evening or early Monday morning to review your recent notes and yes, ask yourself, what commitments drain my energy? Where did I compromise my boundaries? What opportunities did saying no open up for me? This isn't about self-criticism. It's about compassionate self-awareness. The journey can feel lonely, but it doesn't have to be. Seek out communities that understand this philosophical approach. Look for Stoicism reading groups, online forums, or local philosophy meetups. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who are also committed to personal growth can provide invaluable support and perspective. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These aren't just words. They're a roadmap for living. Integrating no into everyday life is about developing a muscle, not a magical overnight transformation. Start small. Practice saying no to minor requests that don't align with your goals. Maybe it's declining an unnecessary meeting. Perhaps it's setting a boundary with a friend who consistently arrives late. Each no is a stepping stone to greater self-mastery. But here's a crucial insight. Sometimes saying no is actually saying yes to something more important. When you decline a project that doesn't serve your purpose, you're saying yes to your dreams. When you establish a boundary, you're saying yes to your mental health. Seneca understood this deeply. It is not that we have a short time to live, he wrote, but that we waste a lot of it. Your ability to say no is directly proportional to your ability to live a meaningful, intentional life. As we wrap up this journey, I want you to understand something profound. Saying no isn't about building walls. It's about creating space. Space for growth. Space for authenticity. Space for the things that truly matter. This isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning. A beginning of living with intention, with clarity, with purpose. The Stoic way of saying no is more than a communication strategy. It's a philosophy of life. It's about understanding that your most precious resources, your time, your energy, your attention, are finite, and how you choose to invest them defines who you become. So I challenge you. Start today, one no at a time. Watch as your life transforms. Remember, true freedom isn't about having no constraints. It's about choosing your constraints wisely. As we come to the end of our journey together, I want you to understand something profound. What we discussed today is far more than a communication technique. This is a philosophy of living, a radical approach to reclaiming your life, one no at a time. Throughout history, the greatest minds have understood a simple truth. Your ability to choose is your greatest power. The Stoics didn't just teach a philosophy. They offered a blueprint for human resilience, integrity, and personal freedom. Let me share a final, powerful perspective from Epictetus that encapsulates everything we've explored. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he is not, but rejoices for those which he has. This journey of saying no is about celebration, celebrating your time, your energy, your potential. It's about understanding that every boundary you set is an act of self-love. Every deliberate no is a resounding yes to your most authentic self. But knowledge without action is meaningless. So here's your call to transformation. Start small. Tomorrow, identify one commitment that doesn't serve you. Practice saying no with the grace we've discussed. Feel the liberation that comes from that single, courageous act. Remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Some days, you'll navigate this beautifully. Other days, you'll stumble. And that's okay. The Stoic path is about progress, not perfection. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your strength lies not in saying yes to everything, but in choosing wisely what deserves your precious energy. I want you to imagine your life 1 year from now. A life where you've mastered the art of saying no. A life where your commitments align with your deepest values. A life of purpose, authenticity, and inner peace. That life starts with a single no. Are you ready to begin? If this journey resonates with you, if you're committed to transforming how you interact with the world, do 3 things for me. First, hit that subscribe button. This channel is dedicated to practical philosophy that transforms lives. Second, share this video with someone who struggles with setting boundaries. Your share could be the catalyst for someone else's transformation. And third, leave a comment below. Tell me, what's the most challenging no you need to say right now? Remember, every great journey begins with a single, courageous step. Your journey starts now.